What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? Mount Richmond, what up, though? We good? What's happening, family? How y'all feel? Yeah, at work getting this money. It felt like a Tuesday. Yesterday felt like a Monday. I don't know why. It's Friday, first Friday of the year, January 2nd, 2026. We got to get used to saying 2026, year of our Lord. What's going on, family? What's happening? How y'all feeling today? The losers is doing what they can. The winners is doing what they want. That's for sure. The losers are doing what they can. The winners are doing what they want. All right. So let me give y'all a couple housekeeping updates before we get started with the show. First of all, shout out to all of the new bag chasers that's in the building. I appreciate y'all. We had a lot of people that signed up for the Patreon. And they said, new year, new money, new opportunity, new me. Fellas, get you a kit. Fellas, get you a kit. Make sure you keep your kit on you. Get my vitamins popping. Knew I got a watch on me. Knew I had a watch on me. Gotta make sure I get the Rolex. Gotta make sure we get the Rolex. We going Sky Dweller today. No time update. You know what I like about this show? What it's changed into? You know what I like about the show and what it's changed into? When I say get you a kit, that means get you a travel kit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have your toothbrush, got to have your mouthwash, your deodorant, all of the essentials for when you're out on the road and you're moving around and you can't get to the crib immediately. Got to have your essentials. You got to get you a kit. We're going to do in the teaching mode this year. We going into teaching mode this year. Watch of the day. I see my Apple Watch is on low. Watch of the day, we got the Sky Dweller, rose gold with the chocolate face. I ain't wore it in a while, so the date ain't updated. But we good. Don't forget to teach. 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. Ladies, get it for the fellas. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. And we in the building. We in the building. I'm going to switch it up, Mrs. Reptile. You said, can I get a prayer this morning? I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to switch it up. And the reason that I'm going to switch it up is because I want the prayer to come at the end. So remind me at the end. I like the way that we closed out the show. I like the way that we closed out the show yesterday. I'm afraid. I'm afraid for the show to change. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that we're moving back into the studio next week. And I kind of like this off the cuff, kicking it with the people. So I'm trying to make sure that we keep the same vibe that we've curated, you know, because lately I've been able to kind of not look at this as a show, but I can look at it as more a conversation, and we just kind of go with the flow of whatever is happening. There is no, you know, we always plan, but there is no specific agenda. We just go with whatever it is that mean the most to us. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my fears, is that the feeling, you know what I'm saying? The feeling of what we doing and how we doing it changes. I don't want that to change. You know? What's up to the people in the building? I see the Terrible People podcast, Bitcoin Brown, King Richardson, Jesse Xavier. You said, is Drake facing jail time or is it just a lawsuit? We can get into that. We can get into that. Anton, have you been working out? Your arms is huge. I don't like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You know how people talk about what they doing in the gym and stuff like that? I don't like talking about it. I just like pulling out the, you know, doing the results. So I've been doing what I've been doing. I've been doing what I've been doing, but I just ain't been talking about it. I just been getting it in. And so it's like, you just gonna see it. You just gonna see it. I don't want to promote it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep getting it in. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mika? What up, King? What up, Jesse Xavier? Paige, True Talk Lounge says, what a do time. Ava says, results speaks for themselves. Hey, did you see the email update on David I sent to you? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What happened with David? I'm going to tell you something else I'm a little bit apprehensive about. Remember how I told y'all next week that I got a couple different podcasts that I'm supposed to go on? You know, I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what I really think. You know how I told y'all how I got a couple different podcasts that I was going on. One of them was No Jumper, and then the other one was Corey Holcomb. I feel good about going on Corey Holcomb. I don't feel that great about No Jumper because the communication, in my opinion, is not as robust as I would like for it to be. And that's bothering me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. A second. It's like, remember when I was supposed to go on Tim Pool and just none of that shit was working out? But I don't know. I'm gonna see it through. We're gonna rock out and we're gonna get it popping. Thoughts on Drake and Aiden Ross lawsuit. All right, I'm gonna cover that in a minute. Let me take my multivitamin, and then we're gonna get it popping. I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna go. So it is what it is. Um, I'll be sticking and moving. Boom, 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 boom. Drake and Aiden Ross, you say? Oh, I got a lot that I want to cover today. But before we get started, the first thing that I want to cover, before I even read super chats or cash apps or anything like that, is, and don't forget, we got after hours tonight. I'm going to do housekeeping in a minute. But first, let me say this. I have to apologize for last night. When we was on after hours last night, I let my emotions get the best of me. I did. I let my emotions get the best of me because I was very, very passionate about the conversation that we was having, and a lot of it was based around Somalis and Somali migrants, right? And it wasn't just the Somalis because they're doing what they're supposed to do. Anybody that is not in the United States of America will be looking to get into the United States of America so that they can take advantage of the system. And if they can take advantage of the system with assistance from the Tim Walz and all of these people, and of course we're going to talk about that throughout the show, if they can take advantage of the system, why wouldn't they? If they can get millions of dollars, you talking about a group of people that are at the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the earth, and so much so to where there are reports that they're marrying their first and second cousins over in Somalia. And they get an opportunity to come to one of the richest nations on the planet of the face of the earth. And they can get handed money from our federal government via tax dollars. So we all come together and we work our ass off every day. And then we put all of our money into a pool. And then we say, you know what? Here's $1.5 million for you. Here's $2 million for you. Here's $8 million over the last 3 years, 4 years for you. Who wouldn't take advantage of that? They ain't got nothing to lose. What's the alternative? Stay in Somalia? Risk it all? No, they're doing exactly what they were supposed to do. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They've conditioned their minds to believe that this is their birthright. And why wouldn't they? Because it's happening. And so they believed it. They implemented it. They got their ass over here. They got paid to come over here. And now they're getting paid to run fake daycares. Why wouldn't they take advantage of it? Right. And so, but I got a little bit passionate about it because I'm like, man, why are we allowing for this to happen on American soil? And so then I started thinking, because even though I may have a decent sized platform, change has to happen somewhere. And we don't really have any real leaders. You know, most of the leaders are profit driven. A lot of them are finessing, no different than the Somalians. And I'm not even talking about black leaders, but I'm just talking about leadership when it comes to what we are supposed to be doing as American citizens and as conservatives, as righteous people, and as people that deserve more than what we're getting from our federal government right now, right? And so I've been thinking over the last week or so, and I've been contemplating, and I've been getting that energy off in the gym and stuff like that. And so I'm like, what does real change look like? Outside of the conversations, I feel like I've done my part in leveraging my platform to do some of the greatest things. A lot of y'all are inside of the Patreon and you understand what it is that I do. And I've taught a lot of people and I make sure that people have jobs and I've helped a lot of people and I give you the information regularly. And piggybacking off of the conversation that we was having last night, I told them, I gave them a little glimpse of it and I said, we need teachers and preachers and we need to condition our children and groom them for greatness. And we need to be handpicking our politicians in infancy. Listen, you're going to be an electrician. You're going to be a preacher. You're going to be a politician. You're going to be this. And we need to take them through the paces, let them fail in controlled environments, and then raise our children up the way that they're supposed to be. We need strong Christian values. We need people that are educated. We need people that are educated in STEM fields. And so it's this big old thing that I have in my mind because unfortunately no one man can ever do anything by themselves, right? And so I'm gonna start this off by saying this. Stop selling out. If you want to actually fix a system, you have to have a vested interest in it. And I'm not talking about just being a United States of American citizen. I'm talking about on a very fundamental, basic level, you have to have ownership in some capacity in what we got going on. The first wave was not the crack epidemic. The first wave was not feminism. The first wave was none of that. The first wave was convincing you that money was more valuable than assets. The first wave was convincing you that money is more valuable than assets. That's why you feel like the place where you grew up at, that's why you feel like your mama's home that you sold, that's why you play the lottery every day. That's why you don't necessarily care about owning anything and you care everything about what your lifestyle is supposed to be. And so you sold out. Real selling out had nothing to do with racial barriers. Real selling out had everything to do with ownership and control. Because you don't own anything, you don't have any vested interest in what happens in your neighborhood. And I start trying to figure it out. And I'm thinking and I'm contemplating and I'm praying and I'm asking God, I said, why don't we participate in elections the way that we're supposed to? Not even on a local level. Why don't we care about what schools that our children go to? And why do we always pick up and then go here and pick up and then go there so easily? And then we wait for other people to come in and invest in our neighborhoods. And then we say, you know what, we want back in. I can't believe that it changed. Well, the reason that is because you don't got no skin in the game. You don't own your home. Most of us are renters. And the majority of the people that own the homes are people that are probably going to die off within the next 10, 15, 20 years. And so we thought that money it's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. It's not even worth the paper that is printed on. The value of this dollar is what we believe it to be. The value of this $5 bill is what we believe it to be. We give it its value because we believe that it actually means something. Our belief in a system that we are complaining about is what gives this its value. That's it. And that's how they tricked you. That's how they tricked you. That's why when we have conversations and I say, hey, man, listen, your IP, your catalog, I don't understand why this celebrity sold this. I don't understand why this celebrity sold this. And then I go back and I look in the comments and I say, hey, listen, don't sell out because you can do whatever it is that you want to do with 100 million than you can with $1 billion. And they say, well, forget that, but it's $1 billion. And I said, God, and I started praying again. And I went to God and I said, why don't they get it? Why don't they get it? It's not about the money. It's about the ownership. You can always extract value out of an asset at any point. Why do we worship money? Why do we worship it? I'm not saying that it's not needed so that we can, have some semblance of normalcy so we don't kill each other over food. But what I am saying is, why don't they get it? Why don't they understand that the value of money is what we believe it to be, but the value of an asset can always extract money? Why don't they understand that rich people don't even care about money? It's people with a poor mindset that care more about money than they do about assets. Why don't they get it? Why don't they get it? Why are they selling their homes? Why are they giving this up? You're going to sell your home and then you came back and you asked about rental prices because you're saying that it's unaffordable for you to be able to buy homes. So let me understand something. We've been on this planet and in this country for hundreds of years, hundreds and hundreds of years. And you're telling me that our children are still complaining about the possibility of buying a home? How is that something? How is that true? How is that true? Let me tell you something, ADG. You said the definition of an asset to me is not the same for others. The definition of an asset is the definition of an asset. The definition of it doesn't change. The definition of it doesn't change, but I tell you what does change. The value of this go up every day. The value goes up and down and fluctuates every day based off of however it could be manipulated from the markets, from people, from other countries, and our belief in it. That's why we complaining about inflation. They getting rid of the penny. I don't even know anybody that carry regular $1 bills anymore. An asset is an asset. It doesn't change the definition because you don't believe it. The definition stays the same. How valuable the asset is based off of your investment in it and what you do with it. But instead of us trying to understand how it is that we can leverage our assets to make sure that we stand against a system that continues to use us and give us these things because they know that we value this more than we value the land that we standing on. Instead of us getting the understanding, it's the reason why we so fucked up. It's the reason why we perish for a lack of knowledge. It's the reason why you don't care about what happens in the neighborhood because you don't have no vested interest in it. It's the reason why a politician can come in and say, listen, this is what we doing, and you just go along with it. Why? Because you don't have no power. You don't have no power. An asset is power. That's what it is. It's the ability to control. Do you know how they get board seats in publicly controlled companies? They buy into the asset. The reason why it's a publicly controlled company, it's a company that any one of us can invest in. And people hold on to it forever. They hold on to it forever. And you know what they're able to do? They're able to control what the company does because they have the voting power. That's why they have a board. We look at CEOs and we praise CEOs, but we're not looking at the board. The board is the ones that control what happens inside of the company. Anton, why won't you do any business with a bank? How come you won't take out any loans? Because I control the asset. And as long as I can control the asset, I'll give you an example. A lot of people that have the illusion that they own their home, which means that you believe that because your name is on it and you took out a mortgage, that you own the home. You don't own the home. The bank owns the home, because if you ever get behind by 1, 2, or 3 months and they don't grant you an extension, they can take it back. Right? You own the mortgage to pay for it so that you can give the interest to the bank. Now, check this out. We sit there and we'll complain and we'll say, the cost of living is too high and affordability, and we need to lower the rent. Right? But the person that is paying the mortgage can't lower the rent, because they have to get their money back, because they have a threshold of how much money they have to make so that they can pay the real mortgage owner, so that they can pay the one that really owns the property, the bank. So why can't you lower the rent? The reason why you can't lower the rent is because you don't own the asset. You owe the bank and you own the note. So how do you change that? Well, if I own the asset, then that means that I can control the cost and I can control what happens inside of my community, because I could determine whether or not they should raise this, or whether they should do this, or they should do that, where the millages go, all of that type of stuff, right? So now I can say, well, listen, I don't owe the bank anything. The only thing that I have to do is I got to make sure that I cover property taxes and insurance. And now I'm able to lower the cost to allow for you to be able to live comfortably and go to a decent school, because I control the asset. But when you're manipulated by the bank, when you're manipulated by the market, right? Now I can also, you said taxation is theft. I agree with you. Now I can also put pressure on the people that are the supervisors, the ones that we voted in. I could put pressure on them and say, listen, this is where I want my tax dollars to go. And I actually disagree with you. I disagree with the fact that you keep on raising property taxes. I actually want to lower the property taxes. And this is what I want for my vote for the next person that comes in here. But because we don't participate in the process, because we don't have no skin in the game, because you sold out. You sold out. Selling out is doing whatever it is that you can do for money. And the minute that your grandmother die off, you can't wait to sell the home for dividing it with your siblings for the difference of whatever it is that she owed on the mortgage. So now y'all squabbling over $15,000 a piece. You squabbling over $15,000 a piece. When you sell your home, bro, you know all of the fees that go along with it. You got to pay the taxes, capital gains. If you owe capital gains taxes on it, you got to pay the realtor, right? Somebody else then has to finance it with the bank, and then it gets cycled all over again. And then the bank continue to keep it in rotation so that they can know, listen, the minute that he pay it off, he going to either refinance it or he going to sell it to somebody else, and we get back in the game. That's why banks are always going to be booming. Banks are always going to be booming. You know why? Because we can't help but to continue to rotate the assets, which basically keeps them in control. And that's the system that we live in. So now you're going to be overtaxed. Stop selling out. Then you're going to be sitting there talking about, man, we got to compete against corporate buyers. They buying up all of the properties. They buying up all of the land. They own everything. They building this over there. They building that over there. You know why you can't build in certain places? Because the people in that community say no, because they own everything. They own everything. They are the ones that say, listen, we want this zone for this. We want that zone for that. We don't think that this should be able to come in here. A Walmart can't go over there because we control what's happening here. And we put into place who is supposed to be overseeing this. And this is who we voted for. This is who we elected. You can't control nothing because you don't own nothing. You're subjected to whatever else somebody else says, because all you can do is pay the rent. Stop selling out. Stop selling out. Stop selling your assets. Stop giving it over to people. Stop tricking off your assets. Stop tricking off your assets. Stop tricking off your assets. Come on, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm giving you the basics of what control and ownership look like. I see so many excuses. I see so many excuses from people that just don't want to do nothing. And this is the reason why a lot of times people get tired, they get frustrated, and then they just give up and they say, all right, well, then fuck you then. Do what you want to do what you got to do. You got it. But Anton, but Anton, but Anton, but Anton. But what? All right, so let me level set with you and then we're going to get into the show. You don't own nothing right now. Right now, you don't own anything. You might as well do it my way and try a different thing. You give all of your money over to the federal government. Let me tell you what else. See, I didn't want to go down this path and start doing all of this. One of the ways in which you can control, because see, we overpay, and I'm gonna save this for the second half of the show. One of the benefits of owning assets is that you reduce your tax burden. You complaining about taxes? I could teach you that, but I ain't gonna get into that. We'll talk about it in the Patreon. I realize that when you're giving information for free, and that's what we're doing on the Millionaire Morning Show, when we start having conversations about information for free, then people don't appreciate it, and that's why I separate it. That's why I do it for the bag chasers, and then we just have a level of information and conversation here. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to deep dive into it. You want to know why the rich get richer? Okay. Well, then I'll deep dive into how you can leverage their systems to continue to enrich yourself while reducing the amount that you pay into the federal government. We'll talk about it on the Patreon. This ain't for all of these rest of these dusty motherfuckers that just want to continue to live in poverty, and they want to subject themselves to what everything and everybody else is doing for them. That's cool. I forgot where I was. I forgot where I was. Don't worry about it. You're right. I agree with you. You're right. Hey, get as much of this as you possibly can and throw it in the wind. Trick it on these hoes. You're right. I believe in you. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? I'm not about to sit here and argue with people and go back and forth. Not about to sit here and go back and forth with people. Let me read some of these super chats and cash apps, and then we're going to go ahead and get it popping. Dumb motherfuckers. Why am I wasting my time? I thought it was a new year, new me. Same old fucking thing. That's why we're going to get it for the bag chasers. Mike that dude. Shout out to Mike that dude. I appreciate you. Also, shout out to Spencer Campbell says, good morning, AD. Great show yesterday. I appreciate you. You ain't lying. I keep forgetting that they care about Natalie Nunn more than they care about getting the information so that their children will be okay. I did. You right. Dainty. Thank you for reminding me. You are absolutely right. I forgot. You're right. Don't worry about it. Chris Park says, corporate question. What programming languages do UX UI engineers primarily use? Is it just JavaScript or do you use other languages? Thank you, sir. Well, listen, UX UI is not a development language heavy programming thing. And now that you have AI, you really don't need it at all. Most of the programming languages that UX UI, and you got to remember, you're talking about user experience and user interface, right? So this is really a Patreon question, and this is the questions that y'all should be asking me in the Patreon. But I'm going to answer it just because you super chatted. User experience, user interface. So user interface is the design of it, right? So you're talking about using Adobe XD
Photoshop, Illustrator, all of those type of tools. You're not talking about a programming language. User experience is understanding how people use the application itself. So a lot of times when I would build out my teams in corporate America, I would have different people from different disciplines, and usually it was 3 different people. So you would have the architects. So the architects are the ones that usually go out and they work with the shareholders and they work with the product owners and they work with whatever it is that they're doing in order to ensure that they're really gathering the voice of the customer so that they can design on a very basic level, designing exactly what this is supposed to look like and focusing on the flow. User interface are the people that then put the colors together, the company logos, where things go, how stuff flow, when it moves over, does it slide, does it just go to the next thing, whatever, so on and so forth. So the user interface are the people that are actually starting to put together what the visualization looks like for what the developers are going to do. Now, you also have a developer usually on your team, but they're not going to be a hardcore developer because you got a back-end developer and you got front-end developers. Front-end developers, which is usually what you want, you only want to have 1 or 2 of them on your team. They usually focus on JavaScript, HTML, HTML5, whatever the latest design languages are, CSS, CSS3, all of that type of stuff. So they focusing on the actual interface, how to make it and implement it so you can kind of test it out before you push it out and you tell the developers, because a lot of times developers on teams, they don't have any kind of insight of what things are supposed to look like, how it moves, any of that type of stuff, right? So a lot of times now you use Adobe XD, in which you don't really need front-end developers, and you're able to mimic exactly what that experience is supposed to look like without any kind of back end onto it, right? So you don't have to hook any databases. You don't have to ensure that it actually works. You don't have to do any you can do some testing, some basic testing with the customer. You can write the notes down and you can iterate really, really quickly before actually pushing it out to the developers. So if you need any design or any development knowledge for UX UI, usually it's so you can communicate more effectively with the developers, but in most instances, you don't need any. On a very basic level, it's all front end. It's all front end, okay? 100% front end. So again, you're talking about CSS, HTML, and JavaScript at a very basic level. And then you want to know, and that's why you want to go to school for software engineering a lot of times. That helps you to be able to communicate and understand exactly how to translate with the product owners, especially during stand-up meetings, what the product owners are saying, and then you translate that all the way over to the developers. Does that help you out? But you want to more or less focus on the software. You don't necessarily need any development programming languages and development skills in order to do UX UI. You're welcome, Chris Parks. You're welcome. Now, let me ask you a question. Who of any of these gurus out here can speak to this shit? Who can give you that level of knowledge and then break it down from a C student's perspective? Who can actually tell you this? Who can actually speak from a corporate America, software engineering, leveled up into the C-suite, built out the teams, built out my own businesses, and then actually can come and give you the game on how you're supposed to move? Because it's a lot of people that's out here talking. I'm going to set 2026 off right. It's a lot of people that think that they know what they're talking about, but they don't know nothing. They ain't actually did nothing. They haven't built anything. Everybody know what they talking about. Everybody grew. Everybody know. You don't know shit. I'll run circles around you. I done forgot most shit when it comes to business than a lot of these people can ever talk to. They all just talking. They all just yapping. Just talking. And I listen to them, and I could tell a bullshitter when I see a bullshitter. Let's continue on. Thoughts on Drake and Aiden Ross. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. 80, the Bible says live life and life more abundant. If your spouse is making your life miserable, Coach Chris, it sounds like you're going through it, bro. How do you stay and be miserable? Which is right. Do you have children? I need to know if you got children. Tell me if you had children. TS Car Washing Detail Services. Will Smith is getting sued. Also, all right, let me check that out. At what point do you disassociate yourself with people you call friends who never support your vision? Will always have something negative to say. Why do your friends have to support your vision? Why do your friends have to support your vision? Why are you looking for somebody to support your vision? Why are you not just working? I don't need nobody. Oh, you got two. Okay, you got two kids. You need to just be working, bro. Honestly, you need to zone out and just focus 100% on the work. You need to zone out and focus 100% on the work. I don't need nobody to have my vision. I'm the only person that needs to know my vision. I don't even talk with other people that don't share my vision about things that I'm doing. I'm not focused on sharing, hey man, why you ain't never supporting me? I don't look for support. I just work. I'm focused. I'm focused. I'm working. I'm 98, 99% of my time in the grind, in the hustle. I don't even talk about business with my family. I don't talk about business with my brothers. I don't talk about business with my mom. I don't talk about what I'm doing and what I'm building. I just build it. I just keep working. I'm not listen, when I hang out with them, I'm hanging out with them on a family function. Hey, what we doing? Hey, let's play spades. I don't talk about politics and none of that stuff with my family. I stay working. Y'all think that y'all need some level of support. That's why we got the bag chasers. That's why we got the Discord. That's why we got the Patreon. Your family and the people that's going in the direction that you're going in is there. If you're looking for a level of support, if you're looking for somebody to share in your vision, they have to be equally yoked with you in that thing that you're doing. So that's what you need to be working on. You talk about business with business people. You talk about money with the bag chasers. You talk about growth. You talk about networking. You talk about the opportunity for doing something greater than yourself with those people that share in the vision. You spend all of your time in that, and then the other time that you spend in with your chick, you think that I talk to my chick about politics? I don't. Listen, bro. Look, this is gonna be a Friday show, so this is gonna be different. I see this is gonna be one of them longer shows. Man, listen, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even care about what my girl be saying half the time. I don't be caring about half the shit that any girl be saying that's around me half the time. You know why? They be talking, oh, baby, I thought you was going to spend some more time with me. I know, baby girl, I know. And, you know, they should be like, what do you think about this? Yeah, go ahead, girl. You know, I see you, I hear you. The whole time I'm taking my pants down, kissing on them titties, and about to go ahead and fuck the shit out of her. Can we be honest? It's a Friday. Man, I don't be caring about none of that shit. I just be agreeing. I don't even know what I be agreeing to. I just be climbing in the bed and pulling my pants down the whole time. Oh, honey, you said you wasn't going to work this much today. And then it just start fading out. I'll be like, yeah, I feel you. No, what'd you do today? Oh, yeah. No, I feel you. No, keep telling me. Keep telling me what you got going on. You think I be listening? I don't be listening to that shit. I hear a word or two so that I could be coherent in the conversation. Oh, yeah? Oh, man. Love at first sight? Oh, they from Detroit? That's crazy. Come here for a minute. Tell me about it. Come tell me about it, baby. Tell me about it, baby. Mm-hmm. Give a fuck about no politics? Y'all keep looking for support. I don't look for support. I just be doing shit. I'm being honest with you. I don't look for support. I just do shit. Somebody says starting to sound like Shannon Sharp before he got caught up. Well, my girl? I've been married for almost 22 years. What the fuck is you talking about? These niggas are so weird. These niggas are so weird. these people are so weird. Oh, man. Yeah, anyways. Now 50 and Pap going back and forth. What did I tell y'all about 50 last night? What did I say about 50 last night? They tried to act like I was crazy. What did I say about Fifth last night? Was I right? Was I right? What did I say about Fifth last night? Oh, I told you. 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 One day y'all gonna wake up and y'all gonna say, yeah, Anton, you was right. How much longer? How much longer y'all gonna continue to subject yourself about it? You keep forgetting 50 really from the streets and so is Papoose. Man, these niggas is 50 years old. What are you talking about? Everybody from the streets. We all from the streets. All of us was raised in the hood. What are you talking about? I ain't turning on Fifth. He don't know you. He don't know you. Turning on who? You loyal to a grown man that don't know you, that wouldn't even spit on you if you was on fire? Y'all niggas is loyal to people you don't even have access to. He wouldn't even talk to you unless you was paying for the backstage tickets. I'm not turning on him. Is that your homie? You know that nigga? I'm not turning on him. Shut the fuck up. Niggas are so corny. So I'm not turning on him. Man, shut up, bro. Just shut up. Just shut up. Y'all the worst for y'all own selves and for y'all own people. You would sell your girl out to go suck 50's dick. Yes, it's government to be mad at. It's Friday. We going there today. So it is what it is. AD, you should talk about the two income. Nope. I'm not telling nobody else nothing, Mika. I'm not telling nobody else nothing. Classic Man Wiz says, thank you, Anton, for your insight and wisdom. I've been watching the Millionaire Morning Show for a year or two and have found value in the information you share. I joined the Patreon a few minutes ago. Shout out to the bag chasers. Shout out to the bag chasers. I'm dyslexic is the best super chat. That was funny last night. How much for a consultation? I want to get in contact with you for a session of coaching call. I'm dropping that this weekend. Told y'all the first week of the year, I'm going to drop all of that information. I'm going to drop that this weekend. I'll tell you about it. Xavier Foster says, I would not be surprised if the mainstream media is getting kickbacks from the fraud along with the DNC. Why else are they fervently spending this? Jason Johnson says, do you think Bondi just talks and no action? Yes. Riding a wave. Lyric the Gamer says, Happy New Year, AD and the Bag Chasers. Are you willing to do an exclusive Tax Club collab with Miss Mika and the Patreon? Yeah, we're gonna talk about everything. Well, I'm definitely gonna get there. I Am Cloud Nerd says, hey Anton, with the increase in AI as a cloud engineer, I'm putting more focus on Linux engineering because that's what most of AI is built on. Is it a smart career choice to not be replaced by AI? Anything that you are in cloud infrastructure, you are going to have a job and you're going to make a lot of money. Absolutely, it's a smart career choice. Chris Will says China is below subpar. Everything in their city are crumbling. Empty can fit 600 M in a ghost city. Military is less prepared than a SWAT team. Weak men too. Bishop Cameron Nelson Ministry says 2026 God first lasting impact legacy building. Shout out to you. My dog Mr. Lot says I just want to salute the Chasers for the first time in 26. Thank you, Mr. Lot. been holding me down. Hopefully, I've added as much value to you as you've added into the chasers. All right. I want to make sure y'all understand also that the link to the Discord is in the description of the video, is in the description of any of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon. Yesterday, I finished porting over all of the vlogs. This weekend, you're going to get a new one. And today, we're also reorganizing it so you can start to see it in groups. You'll start to see the groups of the content creation. You'll see the groups of the stock club, so you can go down and watch that. You'll see the groups of block club. You'll see the group of everything. So I'm gonna organize everything nice and neatly so it's easier for y'all to find what y'all looking for inside of the Patreon, all right? 80 just joined the Patreon. I've been rocking with this show in after hours for a little while. Stay blessed. 2026 is going to be a great year, says Justin P. Gray Way says, Happy New Year. 3 of my homies play in 50's live band, and he doesn't even talk to them. Only calls them church boys every now and then. First off, dyslexia. Good morning, AD. I pray. Shout out to yours, Eric TV. My dog, Yoda. Yoda TV in the building. All right, y'all. Let's get into some of this stuff that y'all was talking about. You say Aiden Ross, huh? Aiden and Drake is getting sued. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see here. I got to find an actual lawsuit. Give me a second. All right, I got it. Let's make this. Let's get this together. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I want to make this nice and clean because I didn't know that I was going to be talking about this today. We got to make this right. Got to make sure I get all of the information. I'm going to actually read the lawsuit. I was able to find it. And so we're going to get there. And we got a lot to talk about on After Hours tonight. We got a lot to talk about on After Hours tonight. You know what I'm saying? Trade. Aiden. Lawsuit over. Boom, 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 straight to the front with this ha 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 ha. Ha. I know Mika is probably happy about this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to get there. Thank you, Christopher Mayberry. I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing straight to the bank with this. All right. So Drake and Aiden Ross is apparently hit with a new lawsuit So this is where it is. This is what it is. All right. Let's deep dive into it. I don't want to hear nobody else's opinion of it. I want to get into it. LaShawna Ridley and Tiffany Hines stake U.S. users within the United States of America individually on behalf of all others. Plaintiffs seek sweepstakes, doing business as Stake U.S. Aubrey Drake Graham, a.k.a. Drake, Aiden Ross, and George Guyon. Plaintiffs Tiffany Ridley and Tiffany Hines, by and through their attorneys. Well, hold on. Let me get the summary of it, and then I'm gonna go through the lawsuit. All right. A. Drake and Aiden Ross being sued over their promotion of Stake. Federal class action lawsuit is reviewed by Complex, was filed in Virginia on December 31st. Claims that the website is operating as one of the largest, most profitable illegal online casinos since at least 2022. Plaintiffs LaShawn Ridley, Tiffany Hines alleged Stake misleads customers or consumers while allowing real money wagering disguised as virtual currency play. The platform supposedly advertised that does not offer real money gambling and that no purchase or payment is necessary to participate or play Stake games, and that it provides the ultimate social safe free gaming experience. But the complaint says that these statements are false because users buy gold coins that are always bundled with Stake cash, which can be cashed out 1-to-1 for US dollars. So basically how they're getting around saying that, nobody is actually gambling is they allow, it's almost like going on TikTok, right? So when you go on TikTok, what you do is you buy coins. And when you buy coins, you can then be able to donate those coins in the form of rocket ships and a galaxy and all of this stuff, right? So basically what's happening is they're saying, listen, this is free. You don't need any kind of moderation or modification. We don't need no licenses to do this in any particular state. What y'all can do, this is safe and this is free, and you can do it for free. And it allows for people to do the same thing that you're doing on TikTok. You can buy coins as in a 1-for-1, and then you're able to use that. This is what the lawsuit is alleging. You're able to use that in order to gamble, and then you can convert it back into regular dollars and deposit it back into your bank. This is what this is alleging. All right, it's the first thing. Drake and Ross are characterizing the lawsuit as zealous and paid promoters of the platform with incentives to mask the true nature and extent of their conduct. All right, let me look at the lawsuit. I want to look at the lawsuit itself. Plaintiffs make the following allegations upon information and belief, except those allegations as to the plaintiffs of their attorneys, which are based on personal knowledge. Nature of the action: a consumer class action seeks to stop Stake.us, an illegal online gambling platform promoted by Drake, Ross, and Guyon, and used by Drake, Ross, and them to extort transmissions of money in furtherance of their ongoing music botting campaigns. From continuing to prey upon consumers and to impose civil penalties on all defendants to deter future misconduct. So they just threw in the botting music campaigns as a part of it. Stake, a U.S. storefront for Stake.com, has been operating as one of the largest and most profitable illegal online casinos since at least 2022. Stake was created and marketed to U.S. consumers as a social casino with no real money gambling, attempting to successfully to hide behind a facade of a safe free gambling, offers nearly 2,000 casino games and permits players to place bets using specialized casino chips to cash out their winnings. Stake offers two types of virtual currency: gold coins and Stake cash. Gold coins have no monetary value and cannot be converted into real money. However, Stake cash can be redeemed for cryptocurrency or digital gifts at a rate of 1 Stake cash to 1 United States dollar. So basically, they're encouraging people to use cryptocurrency to then convert it over to Stake cash so that they can gamble in these online casinos that are being promoted by Drake and Aiden Ross. Thus, when a player purchases gold coins to engage in casino games. They're also purchasing stake cash. If a player is lucky and wins, they can cash out their stake cash for crypto. But if a player loses their stake cash and wishes to continue gambling, they must buy more worthless gold coins, which will be bundled with more stake cash. They're saying that they're paid to promote the platform. Stake has bombarded customers with advertisements appearing on social media platforms depicting that it's safe. Consumers are losing money. Stake's tipping program, an unlimited and wholly unregulated money transmitter that appears to exist outside of the oversight of any financial regulator. In addition, through Stake's tipping function, defendants have financed their combined artificial streaming body to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music, fabricate popularity, disparage competitors, and music label executives, distort recommendation algorithms, and distribute financing for all of the foregoing while concealing the flow of funds. At the heart of the scheme, Drake is acting directly and through willing and knowledgeable co-conspirators has deployed automated bots and streaming farms to artificially inflate play counts of his music across platforms such as Spotify. These inauthentic streams, injected via interstate digital pathways, were calibrated and misled royalty and recommendation engines, manufacture popularity, distort playlists and charts, and divert both value and audience attention. In tandem, this manipulation has suppressed authentic artists and narrowed consumers' access to legitimate content by undermining the integrity of curated expenses. Let me see. Tipping, one example of publicly documented large value tip is $100,000 tipping transferred defendants Drake and Ross in 2023. Drake gave away large sums of money in partnership with Ross and Stake as a part of his Drizmas giveaway. Days before filing this complaint, defendant Drake gave defendant Ross a $220,000 car as a gift. From there, tipping proceeds and other transfers from Stake went directly or indirectly to defendant Drake through or with the knowledge of assistance of defendant Ross, and on from there, defendant Guyan served as a facilitator and operational broker, alternately converting stake-based cryptocurrency to cash or receiving cash from Stake transferred cryptocurrency proceeds. From there, interface with bot vendors, supervised coordinated amplification strategies, and integrated paid clipping campaigns. Yeah, a lot of this is true. So let me tell you the part that I know that is true and the part that I don't know about nor care about. I don't think that anything with regard to botting when it comes to streaming on Spotify or Apple Music, I don't think any of that is relevant to this at all. But let me tell you something that I do know for sure. And I've talked to a lot of different people that's in the industry. And this is one of the reasons why y'all never going to convince me to get on Twitch or Kick or any of these other platforms. All of those people, in my opinion, and let me make sure that I cover myself here. I believe, I don't know for a fact, but based off of the conversations that I've had, I believe that overwhelmingly most of those people are botting. And I'm talking about the streamers. Those streamers that be on Kick and Twitch, a lot of them are botting. They absolutely are. Most of those people have artificial inflated numbers, and the reason that they bot is this. They give you the illusion that they are more popular than they really are, which would then incentivize you to go in and watch their streams. A lot of these guys do not be having all of these people that are watching their streams at the same time. These are bots. They are getting all of these different companies that are outside of the United States of America, and they are paying them to inflate the numbers of the people that's in the streams and send fake numbers and send fake chats and all of that stuff. And it gives it the illusion that they are more popular than they really are. And so that is what then promotes them. And then they also pay clippers. So A clipper is somebody that then takes whatever it is that you created, and then they go out and create multiple different, and they're literally, they have a program, right? So you can become a clipper. And so if you go out and you clip up their content and you put it on TikTok or Instagram, and you get a certain level of engagement that then turns it back, turns the engagement back over to these people, then you can get paid as a clipper. And this is how they basically artificially inflating their numbers. It's the illusion of success, and it's faking it till you make it. And we've known this for a long time. A lot of people have known this from a long time. But this is one of the reasons, and I said this way back years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and somebody asked me, they said, Anton, would you rather have 1 million subscribers or 100,000 people that really, really rock with you? And I said, I take the 100,000. And they laughed at me. And I said, well, because the 100,000 people are real people. And so if I can't have 1 million people organically that genuinely subscribe to me, and it's all an illusion of success, then it doesn't translate for me. And so I'd rather have people that truly are bought into what I'm doing, instead of having people that fake people so I can create the illusion of success so that I can try to draw more people in for shit that they wasn't even interested in the first place. I want you to be naturally interested in what I'm talking about. Now, your car. In the instance of what you're saying right now, that's different, because that means that people are organically interested in talking about your content, which naturally promotes you. They are basically putting money behind marketing in a different way. They're saying, okay, listen, I'm going to pay these botters or these spotting people to go out and push my content. I'm going to pay them. And a different instance to be organically viral, right? Like, let's take Nick Shirley, for example. A lot of people are clipping up and talking about and having conversations about Nick Shirley. And they're putting it out on TikTok. They're putting it out on Instagram. They're putting it out on Facebook. And so that creates an organic, natural movement for Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is organically growing. These people, Neons and all of these other people, I can't figure out why the fuck somebody would be interested in watching some of these people. And that's why I just said, well, you know what? I'm just not their target demographic. And I'm not saying Neon specifically is botting. I'm not saying that anybody is botting. I haven't named any names. I'm saying that when you look at this awkward dude that is on these streams and he's sitting here acting all confused and, oh my God, no. Oh my God, I'm so crazy. You want to hoop with me? Ooh. And I'm like, y'all watch this shit? Is this interesting to y'all? Honestly, I don't see the allure. I don't see the allure of looking at a nigga in his bedroom with a ripped up curtain and they're talking all day. Hey guys, this and that and this and that. And again, maybe I'm aged out. Maybe I'm crazy and I'm going to just keep doing what I've been doing. But man, listen, bro, all of these people are, in my opinion, it's just one big finesse. You ain't going to sit here and tell me that people really are interested in looking at this shit. Really? Get the fuck out of here. No, they're not doing the same thing as me. Always a hater. We completely different. Because I don't even stream. I don't stream IRL. I don't walk around with a camera at IRL because I don't want it to be fake. Now, I think that speed is organic. I think that DDG may be organic for sure. The rest of them, I have no clue. I feel like speed is organic. I feel like DDG is organic, and I'm not sure about the rest of them. I'm not sure about the rest of them at all. You say kids watch it. Cool. I'm with that. Kids watch it. I talk to my nephews. I talk to my daughters. I talk to all of them. I talk to a lot of different people that I know, and I know I'm using a small sample size. And they don't watch that shit. They talk about it. They see the clippers. They see what's happening on social media and on X. Ain't that, bro? What kids you know? Y'all got kids? Do y'all kids sit there and watch these niggas? Y'all don't got kids? Y'all ain't got young people. My daughter is 17 years old. She ain't never, ever, ever watched not one fucking stream. My nephews ain't never watched one stream. Not one. She ain't watching that shit. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Man, I watched all of my nephews. I watched all of that shit. They don't be watching that. Well, like I said, maybe I'm aged out. This lawsuit, getting back to the lawsuit, this lawsuit is basically alleging that they are using their visibility, and they're also alongside with their visibility are also leveraging their platforms to convince people to gamble on. Plaintiffs have been further damaged by the false marketing manipulations and abuses of defendant Drake, who by his own public announcement has been paid some $100 million per year to promote stake, as well as defendants Ross. Yeah, they're gonna make more than that. They make more than that, according to this. According to this, they are saying that they make more from promoting this gambling activity than they do from their actual music or from their actual content that they do organically. So basically, these content creators are using their platforms to promote gambling, and they're converting their fans over to getting crashing out. And that's what I can't do. That's why I said that money ain't everything, bro. That's why I said money ain't everything. They're pushing, according to this lawsuit, they are pushing gambling and addictions and using their visibility to make money off of other people crashing out. Think about it. If they're able to pay them $100 million, how much money you think they profited? If they're able to pay them 100 M's, how much money do you think that they are profiting off of it? When you go on TikTok or you see these little clips and you see steak at the bottom, in my opinion, it's not worth the squeeze. Listen, it's no amount of money. It's no amount of money. Not one amount, not $1 that you can get me to promote this shit. This is the one thing that I will promise y'all. This is the one thing that I could for sure promise you. As long as I'm alive, no matter what my situation is, no matter what my socioeconomic status is, no matter how much money I've made or lost, no matter whether I'm at the top of the mountain or I'm at the bottom of the barrel, you will never, ever, ever, not as long as I'm alive, you will never, ever see a gambling company in the corner. You will never, ever see me say, hey, listen, sign up for this and get $15 on your first deposit for a casino. You will never, ever see me push this shit. You will never see me ever take one sponsorship dollar from a gambling company. Not one. I will never push that on people. Ever. How is it any different than pushing drugs on you? How is it any different than pushing cigarettes? And you know why? Because at the end of the day, we got a finite amount of time on this earth, and doing the right thing by people is better than making money. When I die, I want the Lord to say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." I can't do that, bro. I can't. And it's a lot of things in my lifestyle that I might need to make some adjustments for, and I need to do better at. But that one, you ain't never ever got to worry about me pushing that. That one, you'll never ever have to worry about me pushing that. I will never have a logo of a Hard Rock Casino, of a FanDuel, of a Playmaker, of a Stake, of none of that. I will never, ever, ever, under no circumstances, and you can hold me to this shit, I will never, under any circumstances, push a gambling company on y'all. I don't need that type of money. Nothing. Nope. So I hope they figure it out. I hope they figure it out. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. What else y'all say was going on that y'all wanted me to cover? Y'all said Will Smith. Let me read some of the super chats and then we'll get over to that. Yeah, you was cooking about 50 last night, says CS Car Wash and Detail Service. Shout out to you, big dog. And I do appreciate you for contributing all last year too. Christopher Mayberry, my dog with the 50 ball, says, just received great news from my gunsmithing company in which I've received my FFL, have been hit up by multiple bag chasers. Do you mind if I set up a discount code for the family after they prove to me they're a part of the movement? I don't mind, but I want you to work with your car on that. So your car, handles everything inside of the Discord. So, your car, you go ahead and look into that, work with your car. And then, you know what I'm saying? If everything makes sense, then he'll set that up. All right. Shout out to you, Chris Mayberry. Congratulations, bro. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, AD, I wanted to get your insight on GRC, governance, risk management, and compliance. So you think it's a good career path to pursue? I think that you'll do okay. I don't think that you're going to make a whole lot of money from it. I think that you'll do okay. Laymar on there says wrong lower third. I had the wrong lower third on my stuff. Let me see. Oh, I had after hours up. You're right. Nice catch. They mad at Aiden for helping Trump win, says, yo, it's Eric TV. I am Klausner, says Anton, as an autism parent, would you have an issue with our tax dollars going to fund autism awareness and services? Yeah, I would. Damn, I'm too honest. I'm too honest, bro. I think I'm too honest. Is that bad that I'm just going to be honest and I'm going to tell you the truth of what I really believe if you ask me a question? I do, man. And I'm sorry that you are an autism parent, but I think that our tax dollars is only supposed to go to public safety, infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? Like the basics. I think our tax dollars are supposed to go for the basics. I don't believe that it's supposed to go to any awareness campaign. I don't believe that our tax dollars are supposed to go to any awareness campaign. And so I'm going to be honest with you. I do. I think that I would have a problem with it going towards any kind of awareness and services. I have a problem with it. It's Eric TV says, I said F it live, way below my means, being a super saver. Put 12% in my 401k, put $200 a week in the stocks, $200 to save for a business. Shout out to it's Eric TV. Yeah, Speed, the one big dog. Speed is a beast. I like Speed. And I like DDG too. Chase Barnes says, Happy Friday, AD and Peeps 2026 is shaping up to be the year of the Frosters. Not on my dime. Not on our dime. Vince P. Smith says, We are not trillions of dollars in national debt. Trillions of dollars have been stolen from the American people. Don D. Metri says, Don Dimitri. I like that. Don Dimitri. I caught it. Only time you should gamble is when the lotto hits 1 billion. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says get 30% off when you use the code ANTDOG. Don Dimitri says $20 in a chance. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all continue to hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. If you are not already a part of the Bag Tracers and the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Listen, I don't care what people do on their own time and their own dime. I don't care what you do on your own time and your own dime because I do what I want to do on my own time and my own dime. I'm not going to promote the shit, though. I'm sorry. I'm not going to promote the stuff, though. Carrie is here, y'all, so we got to change our language. I'm not going to promote the nonsense, guys. I'm not going to promote the nonsense. Let me change my language. I wonder if when we do this retreat, Carrie going to be trying to make us get up and do the right thing. I'm about to be making Carrie's life crazy on the retreat. Carrie E. Spencer is going to change to K-Dot when I get done with her. Carrie E. Spencer going to change to K-Dot when I get done with her. Oh, yeah. Carrie going to be like, what is going on in this house? This is crazy. I'm going to be like, you said you were staying the whole time. Welcome to my life. Oh, welcome to my life. I'm be like, Carrie, don't worry about the Bible here, baby. God got us. He got us covered. All right, y'all. Will Smith. Y'all said Will Smith is out here in these streets. Let's see what Will Smith is doing with. Will Smith lawsuit. Come on, man. Stop, bro. Really? Really? This is what we doing? Y'all want me to cover this for real? Do y'all want me to cover this for real? Y'all don't want me to cover this for real, do y'all? Do y'all want me to talk about Will Smith or no, man? Will Smith is being sued for sexual harassment, accused of deliberately grooming a tour violinist. Told that nigga to stop rapping. Carrie said he should keep rapping. This is Carrie's fault. Will Smith was accused of sexual harassment by Brian King Joseph in a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles just before the new year, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital. Joseph, a professional violinist, alleges that Smith was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation and complaints against the Academy Award-winning actor and associates with his Treyball Studios management. After his first performance with Smith in December 2024, the Get Jiggy With It singer allegedly hired Joseph to join us based on a true story. Man, who went to that tour? He should have never started rap. If he'd have never started rapping in the first place, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Joseph claimed their relationship grew even closer after Smith offered him a chance to play on several tracks of the rapper's upcoming album. What's this dude's name? Brian King Joseph. Let's see if we can find some pictures of him. This is him? Is this him from America? He was on America's Got Talent?
Hi guys, it's Brian King Joseph. I just wanted to give a huge, big thank you and shout out to everyone who's been...
Why he got all of that extra stuff on his lips? Is that ash on his lips? Is that like crust on his lips or what?
Supporting me, who's been voting for me, everybody who's been just with me on this journey. It means so much to have you guys commenting and tweeting and talking to me about me. So shout out to everybody out there. You guys are the best. Love you. My life has completely been a crazy roller coaster ride over the past few months. Being on America's Got Talent, there have been amazing moments. My first audition, Heidi Klum walked up on stage and hugged me. And then in the live rounds, I played with my crazy backup dancers. Wow, guys, I'm on TV. What's up, guys? It's Brian King Joseph coming at you with another video. Today's video is going to be a really special one. We are reacting to myself. If you haven't been watching my social media, if you don't know, I was just on America's Got Talent on NBC.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not again. Yeah, I learned the game from William Weston. You can never check it. Back to back for the nigga.
He a beast. He a beast. You can't take that from him. You can't take the way that he a beast away from him.
My hands are already partially numb. I can barely feel my toes, and the pain is...
That is unreal. Yes, it is. Brian King Joseph there winning.
Real. When I lost...
Why do all of these eclectic niggas, why do they look like this? Why do they look like this? Is this a thing? Like, is there a type? Do Hollywood people have a type? Do Will Smith people have a type of guy that they're attracted to? Like, hey, the more eclectic you are, the more you keep your shirt open, you know, whatever. The more you talk with your mouth open is the more I'm interested in you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what that is. All right, let's get back to the why Carrie. Let's get back to Carrie getting Will Smith in trouble. Let's hold Carrie accountable, y'all. She better answer too.
Oh boy.
What's the problem?
Here we go.
This is your fault.
It's not my... Okay, so are you saying that the accusations are true?
No, I'm saying that he should never even have accusations if he wasn't on tour.
People are always going to make accusations against celebrities.
If he wasn't on tour, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Will would be safe.
That's not true.
If he never started rapping with that badass rapping, he would be safe.
He was already a rapper.
No.
He
This
just
new
went
stuff.
back to rapping.
This new stuff is bad.
But it's not bad for him, to him.
Well,
Maybe
the
for
lawsuit
him,
says
but not to
otherwise.
him. Yeah, but Will, I'm sure he's been sued before.
Well, don't worry about it. We're going to hold you accountable on After Hours tonight about this.
Hey, I'm ready for it.
Okay, cool. I'll see you tonight then.
I'll see you then. Bye.
This is Carrie's fault. Will seen Carrie's live stream and said, listen, I'm going to continue to do my thing. This is all Carrie's fault. This is Carrie's fault. 100%. Will Smith freestyle.
Yo, what's that?
Yeah, y'all got me a little nervous. I know that I be on some other shit. I know that I'm different. I be on some y'all don't understand it. I don't mention it. Made it to the top of Hollywood without a membership. Killed them in July, then I switched to my December shit. I be overcoming shit that y'all be having trouble with. Let them run their mouths. I mean, really, that's what come with this. They built a wall, but I'm jumping it and loving it. They want me to be done with it, but I'm still having fun with it. Writing songs, writing checks, writing history, righting wrongs, but I'm still right mentally. I go to sleep and my ancestors visit me. They surrounded me, gave me the vision vividly, gave me a lion to protect me in this industry. Now I just walk and he chew through my enemies. Feel like I'm just getting started, they tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back.
Oh man. And they did the camera going in. This is the bounce back. Hold on, let me get back to that part.
History, righting wrongs, but I'm still right mentally. I go to sleep and my ancestors visit me. They surrounded me, gave me the vision vividly, gave me a lion to protect me in this industry. Now I just walk and he chew through my enemies. Feel like I'm just getting started, they tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come.
This is Carrie's fault. This is Carrie's fault. This is all Carrie's fault. Still validating and giving credence to this nonsense and feeling as though he was supposed to go on tour. I hold Carrie accountable. I hold Carrie accountable for him rapping with the wings, the salad, the pita bread. This is the bounce back. Will was accused of sexual harassment. Professional violinist, tour grew even closer after Smith offered him a chance to play on several tracks. Smith and the plaintiff began spending additional time alone. Hey, he told him, he said, you and I have a special connection that I don't have with anyone else. We got a special connection that I don't have with anybody else, baby. I told somebody that before. I said that before. I said that same line. You different. I don't feel like I can trust nobody. So many people that's out here trying to do me dirty, man. I don't know who I can trust, bro. Yeah, no. Seriously. Oh my God, AD. I would never do you wrong. I would never do you dirty. I got your back. I know that you can't trust nobody else. AD, listen to me. You can tell me anything. Open up to me. Tell me what you really think. You know what? You and I, we got something different. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to put my hands on it. We got a special connection. And I ain't got this shit with nobody else. Hey, he hit him with the same thing that the guys be saying to the women. Man, we got a special connection. If I ain't have a vasectomy, I want you to have my baby. Oh. What do you mean? No. That's not applicable to everybody. It's not applicable to everybody. It's only applicable to, because we got a special connection. Oh my God. Yeah, Will Smith was putting out that toxic homosexuality. Yeah. Joseph allegedly joined the first leg. No pun intended. Joseph joined the first leg of the tour in March 2025 in Vegas, where he was provided a hotel room booked by Smith and his team. He claimed no other individuals besides the crew and hotel staff had access to his personal room. The violinist who competed on America's Got Talent in 2018 claimed to place his room key in his bag, which was left in a van responsible for transporting the cast and crew around. After a rehearsal at the venue, management allegedly spent hours retrieving the bag. When Joseph returned to his hotel room later that evening, he claimed to have discovered evidence suggesting that an unknown person had unlawfully entered the room. And so Joseph subsequently called the hotel security. This dude looked crazy. All of that makeup in his eyes, that demonic look. The evidence included a handwritten note addressed to the plaintiff by name, which read, "Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30, just us. Drawn heart, Stone F." What is Stone F? Among the remaining belongings were wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another individual's name, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unbeknownst to the plaintiff. Joseph feared that an unknown individual will return to his room to engage in sexual acts, documents said, and he immediately notified hotel security and representatives for defendant, obtained a photo documentation, requested a room change, and called the local non-emergency police line to report the incident. Days later, Joseph claimed Smith's team began blaming him for the incident. Rather than being protected against further assault for attempting to understand the plaintiff's complaints, plaintiff was shamed by defendant and told that he was being terminated. What? When plaintiff requested further reasoning, Tim Miller, acting on behalf of the defendants, redirected the blame for the termination onto the plaintiff, replying, "I don't know. You tell me, because everyone is telling me that what happened to you is a lie. Nothing happened and you made the whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make this up?" Joseph, at the request of Miller, compiled a timeline to explain the traumatic series of events that occurred that evening. However, following the plaintiff's report and termination, defendant hired another violinist to assume the same position on the tour. This hiring strongly suggests that the defendant's stated reason for the termination was pretextual. The facts strongly suggest that defendant Willard Carroll Smith was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation. The sequence of events, Smith's prior statements to the plaintiff, and the circumstances of the hotel intrusion all point to a pattern of predatory behavior rather than an isolated incident, the lawsuit states. This nigga look crazy. Defendant's actions caused plaintiff severe emotional distress, economic loss, reputational harm, and other damages. Plaintiff was also harmed as a result of the stress of losing his job. His health deteriorated, causing major psychological damage. Plaintiff suffered from PTSD and other mental illness as a result of termination. Representatives for Smith did not respond to Fox Digital News request for comment. Joseph filed this complaint after a $3 million lawsuit was filed against Jada Pinkett by a former associate, Bilal Salam. Salam claimed Jada approached him with physical threats of violence and demanded he sign a non-disclosure agreement while at a private gathering at a movie theater in Calabasas for her husband's birthday in 2021. Ugh, it's hard being rich. Okay, so let me try to put this in perspective. And y'all give me some insight. He's suing Will because he's saying he's alleging that Will Smith had a thing for him, and he found some stuff in his hotel room, seen a note that can't be tied back to Will Smith whatsoever, was fired for basically causing a ruckus, and now he wants to get compensated in a lawsuit, and he's blaming Will for doing it. I'm not going for it. I'm personally not going for it. I'm not going for it, honestly. I don't care how bad Will Smith's verse is. I don't care if he shouldn't have been on tour and Kerry actually pushed him into being on tour. I'm not going for that at all. At all. This is a cash grab, and this is a way for him to finesse, and it's the perfect time for him to do it because of all of the Diddy stuff and for all of the other allegations. I don't believe this, not even a little bit. Regardless of what Will Smith's lifestyle is, this is a finesse in every way, shape, or form. I'm not going for it. I don't care what Hollywood is like. None of that stuff. Nope. You're never going to tell me. You're never going to sell me on the idea that Will Smith was doing. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Nope. And y'all keep on talking about how you felt like you was getting groomed. How? How? Man, listen, first of all, if a dude ever comes up to me in person and says some wild shit like, we got a connection like nobody else, nigga, you can't make me do something I don't want to do. Man, who you talking to? Hey, man, get your mans, bro. Hey, get your mans. Get your mans, bro. Can't nobody groom a grown man. How can you? Come on, bro. Come on. How can you groom a grown man? Shit, how can you groom a grown woman? You grown. You an adult. You a fully grown adult. You a violinist adult. Ain't nobody, I don't believe any grown adult male can never, ever tell me that they were getting groomed. You're a liar. You a grown man, and if there is some truth to the fact that they approached you in a sexual manner, then that's just them petitioning you, and you the one that you either you're going or you're not. But can't nobody groom a grown man to doing anything. You're never gonna sell me on that, bro. He groomed me. Fuck out of here, bro. Nah. No. Nope. I don't know how you can groom a grown man. I don't know how you can groom a grown man. Shit. Women giving these dudes box all day long and they can't even get them to do the dishes. And you're telling me that grown men are getting groomed? No. Nah. Mm-mm. You can't even get me to come home on time. A woman can't even tell me what to do. You can't even tell me when I can and can't go out of town. What the fuck you talking about? A grown man is grooming you? A man groomed you. A fully grown adult. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Sound crazy. Everyone stop. Carrie is here now. Fun is over. Happy New Year, Anton. Love you, babes. 2026 going to be a great year. Where you been at, Just a Brown Girl in America? I feel like I ain't seen you. I ain't seen you in person. Not on the internet, on person. Why does this guy look like someone who does back dancing in a Latin Broadway play? Chase Barnes says. Hey, man, eclectic is over. Eclectic is over in 2026. I'm not going for anybody that's still pushing eclecticism. I do not apologize, Carrie. All of these people that's going with the fake woke eclectic thing, yeah, because I just had a vision. Eclectic look, eclectic wokeness, eclectic voting, eclectic thoughts, zoning out, all of that shit is over for 2026. I'm not going for anybody that's going with the eclectic thoughts. You just weird. You're just weird. You're weird. You're a weirdo. No, I'm different. No, you weird. Eclecticism is over for 2026. Don't do Will. He got some hits. Facts. Summertime is the greatest anthem of the summer of all time. Matthew Adams says the violinists look like Jaden Smith. Chris Mayberry says, to my ancestors, I love y'all, but please don't visit me while I'm sleeping. Jay Ben says, fam, it's a second. I had a dream yesterday, but I can't remember what it was. What was my dream? I wish I could remember it. It was a pretty interesting dream. 1J Ben says, fam, it's the second of the year. Chill. Are we going in all year long? Yo, as Eric said, this is hard, AD. What's hard, bro? You got this. Zimmy says, AD, every time I tune in, you got something going on. Greatest show of all time. Facts. And we don't have no bots in here. Jesse V. Royalty says, I've been trying to forget Will did this. The last time you played this, I had to pull over. I was screaming no on the interstate. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, Will ran that big dog. 2026 flow. Anthony said with the $10, I appreciate you. Just Go Nichelle says, Will Smith really needs to go ahead and give his life to Christ. Facts. He just needs to go ahead and give his life up, get the Holy Ghost. Big dog, this ain't it. His team must hate him to let him do this. That violinist did the bounce back on him. Unholy, says 28 Knuckles. Mom Donnie got better bars. Jay Ben says, the moaning and groaning ain't it. Them bars be hitting different after allegations. Keep your eyes on them. They want me to be done with it, but I'm still having fun with it. Please got this on repeat. So he's suing because he got fired, basically. And shout out to Anthony H. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right. Let's see what we got. We can talk about Mom Donnie taking his oath. We already talked about that. No guardrails in Minneapolis.
Zoran Mamdani making clear his plan to govern the Big Apple as a democratic socialist, including this line raising eyebrows. Listen here.
We will draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it.
New York City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino joins us.
My fellow New Yorkers, today begins a new era. I stand before you, moved by the privilege of taking this sacred oath, humbled by the faith that you have placed in me, and honored to serve as either your 111th or 112th mayor of New York City. But I do not stand alone. I stand alongside you, the tens of thousands of you gathered here in Lower Manhattan, warmed against the January chill by the resurgent flame of hope. I stand alongside countless more New Yorkers, watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboard, side neighbors who carry a plate of food to theirs, and every person who makes the choice, day after day, even when it feels impossible, to call our...
This dude is out there like the president of the United States of America.
And every person who makes the choice, day after day, even when it...
What the fuck is going on in New York? What's happening in New York? This dude is out there like he the president. Oh my God, what is happening to this country? He is standing out there like he the president of the United States of America. Yo, I think that he actually thinks that he can become president. I believe that he thinks that he can become president of the United States of America. I think he's going for it. I think he's going for it.
It feels impossible to call our city home. I stand alongside over 1 million New Yorkers who voted for this day nearly 2 months ago. And I stand just as resolutely alongside those who did not. I know there are some who view this administration with distrust or disdain, or who see politics as permanently broken. And while only action can change minds, I promise you this. If you are a New Yorker, I am your mayor. Regardless of whether we agree, I will protect you, celebrate with you, mourn alongside you, and never, not for a second, hide from you. I thank the labor and movement leaders here today, the activists and the elected officials who will return to fighting for New Yorkers the second this ceremony concludes, and the performers who have gifted us with their talent. Thank you to Governor Hochul. Thank you as well to Mayor Adams. Dorothy's son, a son of Brownsville who rose from washing dishes to the highest position in our city, for being here as well. He and I have had our share of disagreements, but I will always be touched that he chose me as the mayoral candidate that he would most want to be trapped with on an elevator. Thank you to the two titans who, as an assembly member, I've had the privilege of being represented by in Congress, Nidia Velazquez and our incredible opening speaker, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You have paved the way for this moment. Thank you to the man whose leadership I seek most to emulate, who I am so grateful to be sworn in by today, Senator Bernie Sanders. Thank you to my teams, from the assembly to the campaign to the transition, and now the team I am so excited to lead from City Hall. Thank you to my parents, Mama and Baba, for raising me, for teaching me how to be in this world, and for having brought me to this city. Thank you to my family from Kampala to Delhi. And thank you to my wife, Rama. For being my best friend and for always showing me the beauty in everyday things. And most of all, thank you to the people of New York. A moment like this comes rarely. Seldom do we hold such an opportunity to transform and reinvent. Rarer still is it the people themselves whose hands are the ones upon the levers of change. And yet we know that too often in our past, moments of great possibility have been promptly surrendered to small imagination and smaller ambition. What was promised was never pursued. What could have changed remained the same. For the New Yorkers most...
Let me show you who the ops are. These are your ops. These are your ops. This is your ops right here. This is the face of insurrection in the United States of America. Telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, bro. I cannot be any more clear. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Check this out. I just got this morning. Literally, I just got this morning. Let me show you why these are the ops. From Zoran Mamdani to the things that we see on a regular basis. This is why we have to protest against liberal white women. I cannot be any more clear than I'm about to be right now. Check this out.
I hope people understand just how serious and how planned this all was to force more women out of the workforce than any other point in history since the end of World War II. Trump has cut federal funding to daycare centers in every state. And all they needed was a virgin chud to show up at daycare centers either during off hours or with two men and a camera demanding access to small children, pretending not to know that the reason they're locked down is because of men like them. This was planned in Project 2025. And for the women who think this isn't going to affect them because they don't get federal funding for their daycare, they're going to be in shock. When you cut funding to the bare bones daycare centers, well, then they close. And then the middle tier, they start raising their prices because their wait list goes up. And then the hoity-toity fancy daycare centers, well, their prices go up too. And when women can't afford these daycare centers, they start to close. And then women can go back to these violent marriages that J.D. Vance is such a fan of. And then they convince girls in high school that there's really no point in going off and getting a career and an education because you won't be able to use it anyway if you decide to have a child. This is some handmade stuff, and it was planned, and it is an attack on women everywhere.
So she's basically telling you guys that the Somali fraud that is being discovered and uncovered in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the freezing of funds because of the rampant fraud that is happening over in Minneapolis is a Project 2025 mandate to send women back into the homes to be subjected by angry husbands who only want to use them for labor. White women are using this as an opportunity to illustrate and stand with the Somali fraud community and making sure, and we're going to have this conversation on After Hours also, and making sure that the women are allowed to be independent by continuing to receive federal funding for daycares to ensure that they can do what they want to do. I'm telling you that these women are literally the ops of the United States of America. Jen, these liberal white women are the ops of the United States of America in every way possible. They are never, ever on the right side of an issue, of a problem, of fraud, of abuse, of anything, they are never, and I mean never, ever on the right side of any issue whatsoever. And Molly, I am calling for black women to divest themselves from their white liberal counterparts. Every single time, every issue, she's sitting there saying that they're forcing women. Look at the title at the top. They're forcing women to beg men to feed their children. What? What? Bro, if that's not a reach, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. If that is not a reach, I don't know what a reach look like. That's Stretch Armstrong reaching right there. Stretch Armstrong reach right there. They always in the middle. Always in the middle. So when I'm looking at this Mom Donnie speech, right? When I'm looking at this Mom Donnie speech and the people that they pan over to, is this? I know why. I know why. I know why. 100%. It makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense to me, bro. Whew.
Pursued.
Oh, but hold on. Let's go back to that video. You're right. I missed something.
So I hope people understand just.
Now look at this. Let me expand this one for y'all. Check this out. Look at the comments of all of her white counterparts with cats in their profile pictures. It was all in Project 2025. I will not give birth to a life that will discriminate against my gender. My own flesh and blood must not become the blade that turn against me. If the world born from my body oppresses me, I will not let it exist, says women of South Korea's 4B movements. Girls, Peanuts mom says, girls in high school are going to realize there is no point in getting married, and having children is going to hit red states the hardest. Nari says, this is how Handmaid's Tale started. Kay's Honey puts up a picture of Kamala Harris and says, I told y'all. D-Buff says daycares will cost $4,000 a month now. MP says this just shows young women not to bother having families. And now they're all repeating the same thing. Danny the Doodle says, why would any woman in the U.S. want to birth a child right now? Ray, let's go to Ray's profile. I would love to see what Ray looks like. I can't see Ray. Oh, man.
I hope people understand.
But I think that y'all get the point. I think you understand it now. Now, for those of you that don't understand it, don't worry. We'll continue to look at Mom Donnie's speech.
What could have changed remained the same. For the New Yorkers most eager to see our city remade, the weight has only grown heavier. The wait has only grown longer. In writing this address, I have been told that this is the occasion to reset expectations, that I should use this opportunity to encourage the people of New York to ask for little and expect even less. I will do no such thing. The only expectation I seek to reset is that of small expectations. Beginning today, we will govern expansively and audaciously. We may not always succeed, but never will we be accused of lacking the courage to try. To those who insist that the era of big government is over, hear me when I say this. No longer will City Hall hesitate to use its power to improve New Yorkers' lives. For too long, we have turned to the private sector for greatness while accepting mediocrity from those who serve the public. I cannot blame anyone who has come to question the role of government, whose faith in democracy has been eroded by decades of apathy. We will restore that trust by walking a different path. One where government is no longer solely the final recourse for those struggling. One where excellence is no longer the exception. We expect greatness from the cooks wielding 1,000 spices, from those who stride out onto our Broadway stages, and from our...
The fuck is we talking about, bro?
Starting point guard at...
What are we talking about? Seriously?
Madison Square Garden. Let us demand the same from those who work in government. In a city where the mere names of our streets are associated with the innovation of the industries that call them home, we will make the word City Hall synonymous with both resolve and results. As we embark upon this work, let us advance a new question, a new answer to the question asked of every generation. Who does New York belong to? For much of our history, the response from City Hall has been simple. It belongs only to the wealthy and well-connected, those who never strain to capture the attention of those in power. Working people have reckoned with the consequences. Crowded classrooms and public housing developments where the elevators sit out of orders. Roads littered with potholes and buses that arrive half an hour late, if at all. Wages that do not rise and corporations that rip off consumers and employees alike. And still, there have been brief, fleeting moments where the equation changed. 12 years ago, Bill de Blasio stood where I stand now, as he promised to put an end to economic and social inequalities that divided our city into two. In 1990, David Dinkins swore the same oath I swore today, vowing to celebrate the gorgeous mosaic that is New York, where every one of us is deserving of a decent life. And nearly 6 decades before him, Fiorella LaGuardia took office with the goal of building a city that was far greater and more beautiful for the hungry and the poor. Some of these mayors achieved more success than others, but they were unified by a shared belief that New York could belong to more than just a privileged few. It could belong to those who operate our subways and rake our parks, those who feed us biryani and beef patties, picanha and pastrami on rye. And they know that this belief could be made true if only government dared to work hardest for those who work hardest. City Hall will deliver like the people it for challenges to that age-old question. South African Freedom Charter. New York belongs to all who live in it. This will not be a tale of one city governed only. It will be a tale of 8.5 million cities, each of them woven together. Yiddish and Creole, there's and temples, beach, Italians in Rossville, and I dream which his way passes. Over decades of lesser paid labor and red light. They will be Palestinian New Yorkers in Bay Ridge, who will no longer have to contend with a politics that speaks of universalism and then makes them the exception. Few of these 8.5 million will fit into neat and easy boxes. Some will be voters from Hillside Avenue or Fordham Road.
All right, I can't take no more. I'm done. I've seen enough. All right, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. You know what's so funny? Every day the sun rises and it starts to shine every single time in the exact same spot. That is such a blessing. You still can't even look directly at it. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats. Hey, AD, showing love like always. Kanda. Shout out to my dog, Charlie LeBron. I appreciate you. Mr. Joe says, Mom Downey basically said he's replacing capitalism with Marxism. We ain't got to live in New York, so we don't even give a fuck about New York. Told you, I'm not even going to New York no time soon. Recently viewed the documentary on Jim Jones, who identifies as a democratic socialist. The fact is worth reflecting upon. AD, did you see him get sworn in on the Quran over the Bible? I did. I seen the swearing. I didn't see what he got sworn in on. The Q Executive Suite MLE says we are cooked under this mayor AD. Him quoting Jadakiss is no different than HC saying that she can HC Hillary Clinton saying that she keeps hot sauce in her bag. Promoting free, that ain't free. Riri, what up, Riri says, this guy act like he won a presidential election. For him, he probably did. What the F is he talking about, man? Cutting Edge says, this the Communist Manifesto, brothers. I just fear for New York, bro. I do fear for New York. I'm not even going to cap. I think New York is under siege, and it's very unfortunate. Tim Walz. Let's go to Tim Walz, y'all.
Cracking down on fraud in Minnesota, with Administrator Kelly Loeffler posting in part this quote. Today, our agency took action to suspend 6,900 Minnesota borrowers amid suspected fraudulent activity, circles suspected. In total, these borrowers were approved for 7,900 PPP and EIDL loans worth approximately $400 million. But Democrats are doubling down on blaming President Trump for politicizing the scandal.
We're taking fraud seriously. We're working every day to improve our systems, hold those criminals accountable, and move our state forward. That's why it's incredibly frustrating to me that Donald Trump and Republicans want to use this as a political vehicle to cut funding entirely to our state.
Shout out to my snow bunny, my liberal snow bunnies. Shout out to my liberal snow bunnies. I can't wait to get with me a liberal snow bunny. I think that's going to be one of my goals for 2026. Where can I find a liberal snow bunny now? I know where they are, but those are the ones that are a little bit lower below the middle class line. You know what I'm saying? I described that to y'all yesterday. I told you where we can go and get some ones that's easy, but a lot of them are missing teeth. You know, all of that, right? So I'm thinking, how can we effectively use a liberal snow bunny to do our bidding? How can we use a liberal snow bunny to do our bidding? Oh, yeah, Starbucks. Starbucks. You can always find one at Starbucks. Getting a frappe or a latte. Eric, what does this have to do? See? Eric says, even if this proven as fraud, this ain't going to help Trump in the midterms. I didn't know that we were talking about elections. I thought that we were talking about fraud. I didn't know that we was even talking about the political landscape and the elections in 2026. I thought that we were talking about fraud. What do you mean, even if this is proven as fraud? You not upset at this fraud that's going on? What did that have to do with the price of tea in China? I would like the fraud to stop. I wasn't focused on the midterm elections. Why is this turning into a political thing? And how are y'all trying to spin this time? Eric says, stop the cap. Everything is politics. It's not. It's not. You know what people are saying, Eric, in mass? They're saying that they're sick of paying taxes because the amount of fraud that is being perpetuated. And it's funny because we all pay taxes. And we all should be upset regardless of where you stand on the political spectrum. Everybody should be upset about fraud. What do you mean, even if this is proven to be fraud? Everybody, no matter if you're Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal, everybody should be upset at the level of fraud that is being perpetuated right now. This is one of the few issues that everybody should be behind. Fraud should be rooted out no matter where you stand on the political spectrum. Why is that? Why is that mind-blowing? How did this become a midterm conversation? I didn't even know that we were focused on midterms. I thought we was focused on fraud. No? Okay, well, I guess that's that.
Minnesota State Representative Nolan West joins us now. He's the co-chair of the Children and Families Committee and is with us. Great to see you. Your thoughts about blaming Trump for he had something he had nothing to do with, nor did he have the job when most of this fraud was taking place.
Yeah, no, he's not governor of Minnesota. And that's not how our system works. We have industrial scale fraud here. That's what the attorneys have been saying as they indict 80-some people, and we're seeing convictions across the board. So that's around, they're saying, could be $9 billion. So when you look at $400 million for PPP loans, that's peanuts compared to what we're seeing in Minnesota. And this has been going on for years. So trying to make it a thing right now when nothing has been done, when we've seen nothing happening on this in years, just makes absolutely no sense.
So, Nolan, when did you know about it? And what was the biggest surprise, if anything, when it became exposed and getting more exposed every day?
Well, I mean, we've known about it for probably a little over a year, at least I have anyways. And the couple of these centers get over $1 million of tax dollars. And we checked them out. Nobody's there. Then even KSTP News went down there. We had mainstream media down there seeing no children present. And that made a little waves, but it didn't come until Nick Shirley had that viral video of doing the same thing. And it was just starkly there for everyone to see. And if you're claiming, 40-some kids, I think it is, they're claiming and getting reimbursed by the taxpayer for, you go up at 11 a.m. or 1 p.m., and there's no children, that's insane. And then eventually they invited the mainstream media, the Star Tribune, that's our big liberal paper. They go in there and there's like 4 kids. And they're like, look, we're a legitimate business. Well, okay, we can't, allegedly they are fraudsters. But if
they're licensed for $99, receiving $2 million a year, and then they bring in 4 kids and invite the media over in order to come and check out the kids that's coming in and out. If I tried to pull some shit like this, bro, I can't get away with this type of shit inside of my own household. I can't get away with this type of fraud even in my own household. My own daughter will be looking at me like, Dad, you know you're moving a little crazy right now, right? My own daughter will be looking at me like, Dad, what you doing? You out here looking dumb as hell. Come on, Dad, get it together. Get it together. I couldn't pull this type of stuff off in my own household.
There's only 4 kids you're watching right now, but you're getting reimbursed over $1 million a year in CCAP. Right. There's still something up going on there.
So Tim Walz put this on, and he's running for election, put this up yesterday. This is Trump's long game. We spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans. Really? So this has been his plan all along. So he says, well, you know what? We have had 70-plus convictions, 82 indictments. What do you say to that?
Every single one of those is from the federal government. At the state level, they have sat on their hands and haven't gone after these fraudsters at all. They've said, oh, we've hired a few investigators, but they can't even answer. Like, we asked them, how do you go after fraud? How do you detect fraud when you do your license visits? And they still haven't answered that question that was asked days ago. So I have a feeling it's not enough. They should know better, but we have to get to the bottom of this because $9 billion, we could help a whole lot more people if we didn't have so much fraud in the system.
But we're too busy helping Somalia and perhaps the Somali terror group Al-Shabaab. So now into effect in Minnesota with the new year, you now have paid leave program, and it includes up to 12 weeks care for newborn or sick family members, 12 weeks for serious illness, capped at 20 weeks per year, and separate from existing parental leave that can run concurrently. So things are going to get even more lenient in Minnesota legally, let alone if you want to abuse the system. You guys ready to pay for this?
Oh, we've been warning them about how bad this rollout's going to be. And one thing that people don't know, you can designate one person annually as the person you care for. So I can designate my uncle living in Florida, go on vacation, and it's up to your employer to investigate whether you're really caring for that person or not.
Wow.
Like, that's just, There's no guardrails. It's going to be ridden with fraud, just like we see in our other systems. The honor system is not the best way to distribute all this money.
We got to.
Let me show y'all what people are saying out in the streets. All right. I want to show you what people are saying. Video.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point or a boiling point? So this is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed. State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is totally complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them. Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud. Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. Turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these. It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work. It's putting us in a helpless situation, and I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
And that's what people are starting to move towards. I'm seeing so many people saying, man, we need to have a tax strike. Because if I'm giving all of my income and the majority of what I make over into the federal government, we need y'all to crack down on every single thing that is happening from a fraudulent perspective, and we need it now. Let me tell you one of the things that I voted for. Two of the main things that I voted for. Not all, not limited to, but just two of them that I voted for. One of the things that I voted for was to stop illegal migrants from coming into this country and deport people that's not supposed to be here. Another thing that I voted for is the Department of Government Efficiency. Y'all got me on that one. Y'all got me on that one. Oh my God. Because the one thing that concerns me is the fact that my tax dollars are going over to shit that I don't agree with. People will continue to believe in whatever the cause is if they know that it's actually going towards something that's going to be productive for our children in the future. It's hard to grind. It's hard to hustle. It's hard to continue to do this shit every day, day in and day out. And then to watch other people walk around and take advantage of your dollars and they telling you, yo, no, just be quiet and keep working. Just be quiet and keep working. People tired, man. And this is why we fed up with the fraud. People keep trying to take, why y'all targeting people? We not targeting people. We targeting fraud from people that don't even agree with American principles. People are tired. They're exhausted. 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 They are absolutely tired of the bullshit. Honestly, man. Honestly, they tired. They are exhausted. Nobody give a fuck about no Umar Johnson, bro. I thought we left that in 2025. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I want to share with y'all one more thing real quick before we get up out of here. You got after hours tonight. Dropping new videos on the Patreon. It's going to be a fun year. I'm trying to figure out, I might have to have a conversation with the crew tonight because I'm trying to figure out how is this thing going to work? How is this how is this retreat going to work? How am I going to be able to do this retreat and still keep my sanity? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know if I can have 6 girls and 3 guys all in the same house. This is going to be the new real world. Real world. Excellent. Y'all ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Y'all ever seen Beavis and Butthead? Y'all ever seen The Real World? I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work. You think the ladies is going to back out? Think the men is gonna crash out? You think so, Molly? I think it's gonna be interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. Woo! We have a confession room. Oh, that'll be fire. That's a good idea. That's a good idea to have a confession room. That'll be fire. I'm thinking about hiring a camera crew. Like a straight up just camera crew in general. Tavi says, what's the reason for the retreat? Because Carrie and ladies keep asking for it. Ladies is going to keep asking for it. You said, what kind of retreat? A retreat for me and the Room 9 affiliates. Molly says she going to go just because everybody thinks she won't. God. Oh my God. Good for team building. Shit. That might be the thing that get people leaving. What y'all talking about? I'm having everybody sign consent agreements, non-disclosure agreements, all kind of agreements. Everybody got to sign the paperwork. Everybody got to sign the paperwork before you come into the house. Nobody can come into the house without signing the paperwork. Miss Sanchez talking about it's going to be a blast. I ordered swimsuits already. Oh, my God. Slimmy said this shit is going to be more divisive than anything ever. Oh, my God. Slimmy. All right, y'all. One more thing that I want to get to before we get up out of here. Again, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. Just 10 minutes.
Several states tonight are set to change which items people can buy from the grocery store with their federal food benefits. Now, the restrictions, which begin tomorrow, target junk food. Meg Oliver reports on the impact.
Giving up junk food may sound like a New Year's resolution, but for some SNAP recipients, it will soon be the law. On New Year's Day, 5 states will prohibit items such as soft drinks or candy from being purchased through SNAP. By the fall of 2026, that will balloon to 18 states.
It's about nutrition, and there's no nutrition in these products. We shouldn't be paying for them with taxpayer money.
The move is part of the government's Make America Healthy Again initiative, designed to reduce obesity and chronic diseases like diabetes.
We all agree that we want people to have opportunities to have healthier foods.
Stephanie Silvera is a public health professor at Montclair State University.
This sounds like a good thing, but is there a risk to this as well?
Of course, we don't have a good definition of what do we actually mean by ultra-processed foods, right? Where are we drawing those lines?
Hawaii's limits apply to just soft drinks, Indiana to soda and candy, and South Carolina to candy, energy drinks, soft drinks, and sweetened beverages. One South Carolina shopper favors the ban.
Why are people fighting a ban against soft drinks, soda, candy when it comes to using government subsidies and federal SNAP benefits? Why would you fight that? Why would you want your kids to consume nonsense? Why are we signing off on kids consuming items that have zero nutritional value? Zero nutritional value. Why, again, for some of these things that we sit in here, we keep having a conversation and going back and forth about, why is this something for us to debate? We shouldn't have fraud in this country. Kids that are getting federal benefits, SNAP benefits, shouldn't be out there eating candy and drinking soda and buying the wrong stuff. Why is this such a fight? You know why it's so hard to get stuff done in the United States of America? Because everybody fight the thing that is best for them. Why do you want your kids to have 100% sugar and nothing else? And if you want to go and get some sugar for the kids, then go do it on your own dime. This is not even something that we should be fighting. Why do you have to have Twizzlers for your children? Why do you got to have Kit Kats? Why do you have to have Coca-Cola and Sprite? Didn't Sprite change to something else? Didn't they start selling something else with Sprite? Or they still got it? I don't know. Why do they have to have this nonsense? It's poison. Now, what adults decide that they want to do, cool, do it on your own dime, as long as you're not using government money or taxpayer dollars to do it. I don't care. I don't care what you eat. I don't care what you do, what you eat, who you busting down in your own bedroom. As long as you are not pushing it upon everybody else, Number one. And then number two, as long as you're not pushing it on the little kids.
Used to buy candy all the time, and then we'd run out of food sometimes.
But Silvera is concerned it could make the problem worse.
If what we're simply doing is cutting access to those foods without also providing better access or more affordable access to.
I can't stand you. I just don't like it, man. I don't like y'all. I don't like people that continue to always make it difficult for us to do the right thing for the kids. Well, if you're cutting access to Coca-Cola with sugar in it and aspartame, then please give us an alternative. It's called water, bitch. Water. What do you mean give you an alternative? Lettuce, tomatoes, onions, anything with color that you have to actually cut and cook in real life. What the fuck is you talking about an alternative? You need an alternative? Water. What do you mean an alternative? The fuck is you talking about?
Healthy foods, we're going to see a lot more people go hungry.
That's because healthier food tends to be more expensive. Silvera suggests adding a tax on less healthy food to bring the cost down and more nutritious choices.
All right, Meg Oliver, thank you. Good to see you.
John Hurst doesn't like it and says he should be able to buy whatever he wants.
It's not okay. I mean, it's part of grocery.
This is why I don't listen to some of these people, dog. I ain't gonna even kid you. I'm not even gonna kid you. This is why I don't listen to everybody. Niggas needing all the help in the world. It's okay. I should be able to get what I want. Nigga, you shouldn't even be on food stamps. What the fuck is you doing, bro? You a grown man. You shouldn't even be on food stamps, bro. Sitting there going back and forth having a conversation with these niggas. This is why I don't listen to them. I'm not negotiating with y'all. I should be able to buy whatever I want. Yeah, with your money. Nigga, go get some water. Nice beard. I will give you the beard. I like your beard. Go get some water, though.
The Gary resident is one of many customers at Save More Foods.
Oh, he from Gary, too.
Reacting to the new policy change. Indiana is one of 18 states planning to start restrictions on Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, or SNAP, by 2026. More than 570,000 Hoosiers use SNAP to help pay for groceries in any given month. Known as Smart SNAP, the effort directs the state's Family and Social Services Administration.
Said he probably drink water. Yeah, sugar water. Somebody said, but do you know his background or life story? I don't really think that I have to. Give a fuck about your life story? I don't want to know your life story. I'll let you troll in the chat every day. As long as you're not being disrespectful, I'll let you troll in the chat. You CW, you haven't had one good take in none of the stuff that you put inside of the chat. You haven't had one good take yet. Every take that you have is bad. Every take that you have is bad. Every last one of them. But I'll let you rock out because I'm not discriminating. But I'm watching your ass. I'm watching you. You got a target on your back now.
To improve the health of residents by aligning SNAP benefits with healthier.
Look at that bullshit. Look at all of that bullshit in this aisle. Not one thing that's in that aisle, not one thing is not overwhelming, laden with sugar. CW is going on the terrorist watch list. We're not timing him out. We're not banning him. But I got a few people in here that's on the terrorist watch list. I've been watching them. I've been paying attention to them. I've been mentally paying attention to some of the stuff that they've been saying. And okay, so this is one of the problem children. They haven't been disrespectful. They haven't said nothing crazy out of pocket yet, but you know eventually they're gonna get there. And so you put them on the terrorist watch list. Got to put them on the terrorist watch list because you know it's only a matter of time. It may be two weeks from now, and maybe 3 weeks from now. But oh yeah, it's definitely coming. Definitely gonna come. What up, brother? Work TV. Definitely gonna come. Eventually, they're gonna say the wrong thing, and it's like, gotcha. There's some people that's mentally on my terrorist watch list. 100%.
Food choices. According to state data from the FSSA, 66% of adult residents are overweight or obese, while 32% of youth aged 10 to 17 are overweight or obese.
The family needs that nutrition to eat more healthier foods, you know. This
look
way,
at
that's
him.
how.
Look at him. Not the whole eight. You know what? Let's go ahead and put him out of his misery. Give me a second. Timeout. We're going to put him on the timeout list. All right. As he continues to escalate, we're going to expand the amount of time that we time him out for. We're going to expand the amount of time that we time him out for. All right.
It'll stop that.
Sugary drinks are defined as non-alcoholic beverages with natural or artificial sweeteners, and candy is defined as a preparation of sugar, honey, and other sweeteners combined with chocolate, nuts, fruit, or flavorings, not including products that require refrigeration. So soda, energy drinks, sports drinks, and sweetened iced tea are banned from SNAP usages, along with candy bars, fruit strips, and mints.
I think that changes the different people of making different choices and knowing what's really eligible for SNAPs or not.
Look at the girl in the background with the bonnet on, walking through with her pajama pants on. See her? Not the bonnet. She got on the pajama pants, a hoodie, and it looked like she got on a Christmas hat.
For SNAPs or not.
Some critics say the upcoming bans will hurt some grocery and convenience stores near state lines.
Long term, we may see some stores actually drop the SNAP program, not carry it anymore if it gets to that point.
State officials say that they plan on implementing a 90-day grace period for retailers to give them a chance to adjust to the new rules, with the understanding that it may take SNAP recipients a little bit longer.
Listen, man, it ain't no adjusting to the new rules. You can't sell sugar honey iced tea no more. You can't sell trash to our children. We can't continue to put stuff on the shelves that's going to be bad for us in the community. And we can't continue to feed people trash on taxpayer dimes. This is not life mind-blowing conversations that we should be having. Our children, adults can do what they want, just not on government dime. And our children should not be able to get access to this trash. And that's it. Nothing more to say. Why does this feel like a Tuesday? I don't know why this feels like a Tuesday. Why does this feel like a Tuesday? Don't feel like a Friday to me. Yesterday felt like a Monday. Yesterday felt like a Monday. It sure did. It sure did. I want to have a good weekend. I want to have a good, incredible weekend. What are some growing IT careers you recommend? Why y'all don't ask me this inside of the Patreon? I just think you should go into anything AI, machine learning, cloud infrastructure, and cybersecurity. Those are the main things that I will focus on. You say you don't care about NY, but keep NY planters in your throat. Make it make sense. You cover 50, Dame, Nas, Jimmy, more than your own Dusty City. Well, listen, Brooklyn Kennedy, I appreciate you. Thank you for continuing to contribute into the platform. Riri says, I'm retired and I still pay taxes and I owe Fed and state. I feel like Trump. I want them out of here. I want them out of here too. That's a fact. Robert Green in the building says, much love, bro. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you for the 20 ball and holding me down into the new year. I'm trying to get my grammar on point tonight. Sounds like you got it together, yo. It's Eric TV. What's the watch? What do you mean, what's the watch? Are you saying my watch? This one? Sky Dweller? Chocolate face, rose gold with the rubber bands. Shout out to Sharp TV. 392Q says that retreat gonna be the dinner table scene off of Tyler Perry. Oh, why I get married. Steve's World says do a segment on COPA here in NYC. Property owners are about to get screwed. Crazy that nonprofits have first dibs over private buyers. Somebody said my Timex is better. Okay. I hear you. Listen, whatever it is that you love about yourself, then cool. I don't have no problem with somebody feeling like their own stuff is better. That's cool. You should love your stuff. I don't believe that you believe that, but I hope you do. Cynthia Miller says Obama is the one that shipped them in the U.S. in 2013. It was Eric TV says big backer tree, call it what I do, Jar Jar Binks. It was Eric TV says that's why they back big Jar Jar Binks voice. America needs Viltrum, a Viltrum moment. If you know the show Invincible, then you know what I mean, says Manny Plays PC. Uncle Tezzy says, as I cut up some apples for my cold pressed juice. If they can't buy it, they steal it simply. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Just Goldie Shell says, y'all kill me with the fresh food is expensive play. I guarantee you nothing is going to cost you more than diabetes, amputation, or stroke. Grow up. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Got the swimsuit. Got the swimming. Got the castle mansion. Got the island. Got the drink. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to know. Oh, gosh. I may forego this retreat because I got a lot of money that I got to spend on my Lambo. On the Lamborghini, I have to spend a lot of money, so I may forego this retreat. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put some money on my stuff. I gotta pay my car. I gotta make sure that I'm taking care of my responsibilities. You know, of all of the serious topics addressed today, an individual wants to know about a watch. Unreal. People want to know about the watch. People want to know how much I paid for this. 50, 60? I don't remember. You said good call in time. Oh man. Sadly, I talk just fine, just can't type. We believe you, bro. I believe you, and I love the fact that you're here and you're supporting the platform. Good day, my king. Hope all is well. Y'all be getting me so worked up. Don't you talk to me like that, I'm gonna show you some love. If you talk to me nice and you treat me nice, Mika used to talk to me like this. Mika don't talk to me like this no more. She'd be like, "What are you doing? When you gone?" Let me remind everyone here that inflation was shit in the 80s. I was a contractor until 08 BS. None of this shit worth quadruple what it was. Shaking my head. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, big dog. Yeah, man, that's how Mika be talking to me now. She's like, "What are you doing? When you gonna take care of? How much longer are you going?" Like, all right, you know what? You're right. I think that separate from that, completely separate from that, I think that sometimes relationships have an expiration date. Let me put that on the list for tonight. Like maybe all of them. Like once the honeymoon phase, the infatuation phase runs out and people start getting comfortable. Mika said you like toxic AD. I cannot confirm nor deny that in 2026. AD, answer the phone. It ain't ringing. It's not ringing. I think that maybe most interactions have an expiration date. Maybe that's why absence makes the heart grow fonder. Maybe that's why we're addicted to toxic. Because toxic is always new and unexpected. I don't know. I'm always going with Detroit. I feel like I should be streaming tomorrow. I got to make sure this Patreon stuff is coming. AD, you coming to the Bears game? No, it's cold up there, bro. It's cold up there. No, it's not. It's cold up there. I was on the show. I talked to you about the Dave situation. I was in California and I saw one of his posters. Shout out to you, Eric TV. Dean Murray says coffee money for the late nights and the early mornings for the consistent drops. with the content that you drop. I appreciate you. So much love, says D. Murray. Eric Harris says, AD, I believe you can convert young white liberal women. I can, but it's like, why go through the effort? Good morning, Anton Daniels in the Millionaire Morning Show, says P. Shank. What up, P. Shank? Oatmeal says, what is more valuable for the future, a block of gold or silver? Real estate. Property. A woman's beauty has an expiration date too. Damn chill, AD. I'm here wearing a $60 Casio. Love it. Love it. I don't see nothing wrong with a Casio. I think it's a great watch. Thank you, Molly. I think it was all. It's been a great week. It's been a really great week. Been a really great week. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight on After Hours, and I don't know what we going to talk about. AD, are you going to the auto show this year? I don't know. I used to go to the charity preview events. You got to take a lot of pictures. People want to know what you got going on and all of that stuff. I tend to be a little bit more low key now. Am I going to CES? I don't know, man. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. All I want is, at this point, is a soft-ass chick to lay up under. That's all I want right now. I ain't really on no events, none of that. I just want to work and lay up under some soft leg and work some more. I just want to work and have a soft leg. That's all I want, man. I don't know. I'm just in that mood right now because, like, a lot of times during the seasons, like, it'd be some months that I just want to be by myself and just hustle. Well, shit, if y'all concerned about me, then make sure that you bring your soft ass over here. Let me be quiet, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.